Okay, so we all remember Jamie Foxx, who mysteriously disappeared from the entertainment spotlight shortly after reports surfaced of his medical crisis. Right. Rumor has it that Jamie was ostensibly muzzled by Diddy after he began revealing secrets about the notorious Diddy parties. Suspicion deepened when Jamie's family made concerted efforts to obscure the details of his condition. So, without further delay, let's dive into this. Medical crisis. Rewind to April of last year, when reports surfaced that Jamie Foxx was admitted to a hospital in Georgia. Later, his daughter disclosed that the actor had faced a medical setback. She left out specifics about the medical issue. However, sources indicated that Foxx wasn't transported in an emergency vehicle, and the incident didn't occur on the set of the Netflix film Back in Action. Representing the Foxx family, Karen Foxx posted on her Instagram, "We wanted to share that my father, Jamie Foxx, encountered a medical complication yesterday. Fortunately, thanks to swift action and excellent care, he is already on the mend. We are grateful for the love he receives and cherish your prayers at this time. We request privacy as he recovers." It was also reported by hospital sources that Jamie had discussions with the police. The Grammy-winning actor suggested his medical issue was not natural, but rather that someone was targeting him. This revelation has rattled many of his supporters. A tweet from a fan read, "Jamie Foxx confided to the cop that someone is trying to end his life. I'm serious, man. It seems like these celebrities are on borrowed time. I believe him." At first glance, the assertion of a life-threatening situation might seem exaggerated, but TMZ reported that Jamie was critically ill, to the point where many feared he wouldn't survive. His friends and relatives flew in from abroad to support him. Despite some being in Atlanta, family members from other regions hurried to his bedside. TMZ noted that the actor's absence jeopardized the last 8 days of the movie's production. Jamie Foxx's abrupt and grave illness caused chaos on his film set. Medical professionals opted to retain him at the hospital to run tests and ascertain the precise nature of his health scare. Meanwhile, online speculation swirled that Foxx might have had a stroke, though this was neither confirmed by his doctors nor his family. After more than 2 months of silence, the star of Ray turned to Instagram to discuss the medical ordeal that led to his hospitalization. While he chose not to detail the specific condition that necessitated medical intervention, Foxx focused instead on expressing his gratitude for the support that helped him through his recovery. "A billion thanks to everyone. It's been a tough journey, but your prayers and wonderful people, alongside God, saw me through. I understand the curiosity for updates, but honestly, I preferred not to be seen in such a state. I'd rather you remember me laughing, enjoying life, cracking jokes, acting, or hosting a show. I didn't want you seeing me hooked up to machines, uncertain if I'd pull through." He seized the moment to quash any rumors that had circulated during his emergency, particularly those suggesting he had been paralyzed or had vision issues. "As you can see, my eyes are fine. I'm certainly not paralyzed, but my recovery was a trip through hell and back, with its fair share of setbacks. Nevertheless, I'm on the mend and back to work." After nearly a year of secrecy regarding his health condition, Foxx gave attendees at the African American Film Critics Association's Special Achievement Awards luncheon a glimpse into his untold saga, while accepting the AFCA's Producers Award with his Foxhole Productions colleague, Tatari Turner. "Everyone's been curious about what happened, and I promised to share the story, but it'll be on my terms, in a humorous way. We're going back to our roots on stage, in a stand-up style. It'll be titled What Had Happened Was, covering all the events, especially from our community's perspective." You might recall that before his health scare, Jamie was fit and busy shooting his latest movie. Interestingly enough, Jamie Foxx spilled intriguing tidbits about music tycoon Puffy. Not long ago, a video surfaced online causing quite a stir. Here's what happened. "I'd show up at the party in a small town, right?" Jamie, a longtime admirer of Diddy, had once tried his luck at entering one of his lavish parties. As many know, Jamie Foxx is a favorite on the late-night circuit, and he recently appeared on Core to discuss Diddy's legendary parties and the audacious stunt he pulled to mingle with the elite after forging a friendship with the rap mogul by pretending to be a videographer. They began attending more parties together, ones thrown by Diddy himself. At that time, Puff was the top name globally. Entry was nearly impossible, but my tactic was simple: show up with a camera. Puff, you gotta let me capture this. It's history in the making, I'd tell him. Jamie also mentioned that Diddy was extravagant with party expenses, prompting him to offer some budgeting advice. I'd watch him host these extravagant parties. He once boasted, "Yo, Playboy, this bash cost $1.5 million. I told him he was crazy. Puff, I can throw you a bash for $400 that'll rival this one." Yet, shortly after these revelations went viral, Jamie faced a medical crisis. You might also recall the series of interviews where Jamie Foxx exposed Hollywood's drug culture around the same time. Kanye West also made headlines claiming that celebrity-prescribed medications contained excessive amounts of lithium, which not only dissolves cognitive abilities but is also highly addictive. It took them 4 days to respond when I inquired about the dosage of lithium they intended for me, likely because they were ashamed of the quantity, Jamie had explained. It seems the elite attempted the same maneuver on him. Jaguar Wright chimed in during this discussion. She pointed out that despite numerous tragedies befalling the old guard of Uptown Records, Diddy always seemed to emerge unscathed. Uptown started with 5 key figures: Andrew Harrell, Al B. Shore, Heavy D, Puffy, and Kim Porter, who was there from the start as Andrew's assistant. Now, Kim, Heavy D, and Andrew have passed away. Only Puffy and Al remain, and Al nearly died too. Curious, isn't it? She remarked. She found the history of those associated with Uptown particularly suspect, as they were all somehow involved in projects that would eventually shine a light on Diddy. The fans theorized that Diddy might have been desperate to keep his past misdeeds from surfacing. Has Puff ever faced a life-threatening situation? Nothing seems to touch him, while it appears that everyone else connected from the start is gone. Jaguar questioned Diddy's seemingly charmed life. Additionally, the circumstances surrounding Jamie Foxx were peculiar. Everything about Jamie Foxx's situation is strange. He was on the brink of death, and we heard nothing about his progress. And suddenly, amid cloning rumors, he's promoting a Netflix film about being cloned. Bizarre, right? Later, Jaguar disclosed hiring an entertainment lawyer in 2003 who had just left Bad Boy Records. According to Jaguar, this lawyer shared a disturbing encounter from her time at the label. It seems she walked in on Diddy and New Jack City star Christopher Williams in a compromising position during a meeting that was supposed to be about a potential demo deal. When she confronted Diddy about his actions, he brazenly declared, "I do whatever I want in my building. It's about power. If I can make a man do that, I can make anyone do anything for money." Jaguar continued to recount how this incident led to the lawyer being driven out of the industry. That's exactly what you proclaimed, Puff, regarding the incident with Christopher Williams and that demo deal. You settled it with a check, then chased that talented young lawyer out of New York, just as you tried to do with Wendy Williams. But she came to work for me, and she was both a splendid person and a brilliant attorney, thinking she was embarking on the career opportunity of a lifetime. Moreover, following Jamie's return to the spotlight, new allegations emerged. Jamie Foxx was sued for purportedly mistreating a woman at a rooftop bar in New York City. An anonymous woman, identified only as Jane Doe in court documents acquired by USA Today, accused the award-winning actor of inappropriate conduct and battery during an incident in August 2015. The complaint details how she and a friend were seated near Foxx at Catch NYC when her friend requested a photo with him. After several pictures, Foxx allegedly began flattering her, comparing her to actress Gabrielle Union and commenting on her supermodel body. He then reportedly led her to a more private area and forcibly lifted her crop top. In her lawsuit, Jane Doe accused the establishment, alongside its management, of negligence in hiring, training, and oversight, asserting they were aware of Foxx's tendencies towards aggressive behavior with women, his potential for unwelcome sexual advances, and his volatile nature when intoxicated. As a result of the ordeal, she claimed to have suffered extensive emotional and psychological distress, including anxiety, humiliation, embarrassment, PTSD, and other lasting damages. Meanwhile, Jamie Foxx has staunchly denied these allegations. His representative asserted the alleged incident is entirely fabricated. A similar lawsuit was filed in Brooklyn in 2020 and was subsequently dismissed. The accusations hold no more water now than they did then. We are confident that this case will be dismissed once more, and upon its conclusion, Mr. Foxx plans to pursue a claim for malicious prosecution against this individual and her legal counsel for resurrecting this baseless lawsuit. The peculiar timing of the lawsuit under the Adult Survivor Act led some to speculate that perhaps Diddy had orchestrated a scheme to undermine Jamie, only to have his own past accusers emerge, complicating his narrative further. In a dramatic turn of events back in November 2023, Cassie filed a lawsuit in New York against Diddy, her intermittent romantic partner from 2007 to 2018. Her legal claim accused him of rape and abuse over their decade-long relationship. Once Cassie resolved to end their relationship definitively in September 2018, she alleged that Diddy forcefully entered her home and assaulted her. Reacting to these accusations, Diddy's attorney, Ben Brafman, dismissed them as offensive and outrageous. Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and baseless allegations. The demands made by Ms. Ventura, amounting to $30 million in exchange for not publishing a disparaging book about their time together, were outrightly refused as nothing short of extortion. Despite retracting her initial threat, Ms. Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit filled with unfounded and scurrilous claims, aimed at damaging Mr. Combs' reputation for monetary gain, stated Brafman. Just a day after Ventura's lawsuit was filed, it was announced that Diddy and the singer had amicably resolved the dispute, with no further details disclosed publicly about the settlement. However, the controversy didn't end there. Shortly after settling the case with Cassie, Diddy faced another legal challenge when a lawsuit was lodged against him in the Manhattan Supreme Court. Joy Dickerson Neal, a former Syracuse University student, accused him of drugging and raping her back in 1991. Her attorneys also claimed she became a victim of revenge pornography, alleging Diddy recorded the assault and shared the footage within the music industry. As this lawsuit was filed just as the window for the New York State Adult Survivors Act was closing, Diddy countered the allegations, labeling them as fabricated. This 11th-hour lawsuit exemplifies how a well-intended law can be manipulated. Ms. Dickerson's claims, dating back over 30 years, are entirely concocted. Mr. Combs never assaulted her, and the entities she implicates didn't even exist then. This lawsuit is merely a ploy to exploit Mr. Combs' celebrity status for financial gain, he argued. On the same day, a third accusation of sexual assault was filed against Diddy in New York County Supreme Court. This complaint, sourced from People magazine, was brought by a Jane Doe, who alleged that over 3 decades ago, Diddy and R&B singer Aaron Hall took turns assaulting her and a friend in New York City. Like the previous cases, Diddy vehemently denied the accusations. These claims, alleging misconduct from more than 30 years ago and submitted at the deadline, are wholly fabricated. It's a transparent attempt to leverage Mr. Combs' fame for financial benefits. These anonymous accusers blatantly lie without any regard for truth or the consequences of their actions, he stated. Amid these ongoing legal battles, Diddy found himself entangled in yet another lawsuit, this time filed in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. As reported by NBC News, the plaintiff was identified as former record producer and videographer Rodney Lilrud Jones. According to the lawsuit, Jones was recruited by Sean Diddy Combs to produce tracks for an upcoming album. However, Jones claimed that his association with Combs had severely detrimental effects on his life. The lawsuit didn't just target Diddy. It implicated an extensive circle of his associates. The defendants listed included Diddy, his son Justin Combs, the CEO of Universal Music Group, the CEO of In-Town Records, parent company of Love Records, a woman named Christina who served as Diddy's chief of staff, In-Town Records, Universal Music Group, Love Records, among others. Jones accused Combs of sexual harassment and issuing threats between September 2022 and November 2023, while they were purportedly collaborating. He alleged possessing video and audio proof of Diddy and his staff participating in severe illegal activities over that period. This revelation emerged after Jones disclosed that he had lived with Diddy for months, ostensibly for production work, which purportedly provided Diddy opportunities to inappropriately touch him at various times. Jones claimed that when he finally confronted Diddy's behavior with his chief of staff, Christina, she merely dismissed his concerns, attributing them to Diddy's personality traits. But Jones's allegations didn't stop there. In his extensive 70-page legal filing, he asserted that Diddy attempted to coerce him into engaging in degrading acts under the guise of industry norms. As a consequence of successive sexual assault lawsuits, properties owned by Diddy in Miami and Los Angeles were subjected to raids by Homeland Security. Reliable media sources cited an anonymous insider claiming that federal authorities in Manhattan had conducted interviews with 3 women and a man, with additional interviews planned, relating to accusations of sexual assault, as well as the solicitation and distribution of illegal drugs and firearms. In a formal statement, Homeland Security investigations confirmed their involvement, stating that they had carried out law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing probe, with support from HSI Los Angeles, HSI Miami, and local law enforcement collaborators. This sequence of events in numerous sexual assault-related cases has sent shockwaves through the entire industry. Just yesterday, we reported how federal agents had searched 2 of Diddy's properties as part of an investigation into alleged trafficking activities. Despite the ensuing turmoil, Diddy's legal representative steadfastly maintained his innocence, suggesting that the raid was merely a tactic to intimidate his client. This unexpected raid, coupled with a pre-planned media spectacle, precipitates a premature judgment of Mr. Combs and constitutes nothing less than a witch hunt based on unfounded allegations presented in civil lawsuits. To date, no criminal or civil liability has been established concerning these accusations. Mr. Combs is innocent and remains resolute in his commitment to vindicate his name every single day, his attorney declared. Supporters speculate that given Diddy's tumultuous past, it's conceivable that he might have administered something to Jamie that precipitated the medical crisis. Yes, I believe Jamie Foxx's story is genuine. Jamie isn't one to fabricate tales, particularly about his own life, so I'm convinced he's truthful about Diddy attempting to poison him. That wraps up today's coverage. We hope you found this video enlightening. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the notification bell for more updates on celebrity drama like this.